Welcome to a moment dedicated entirely to the most significant relationship in your life, the one you have with yourself. In a world that rewards self-criticism and constant striving, it might feel radical to pause and declare, "I deserve to treat myself with loving care." Yet this radical notion is precisely where deep transformation begins. Recently, you may have noticed a wave of self-love affirmations splashing across social media, with people boldly proclaiming their worthiness. These trends are more than catchy hashtags. They're a collective awakening. We're realizing that how we speak to ourselves shapes who we become and how we heal. In the next few moments, we'll explore 8 powerful insights that can shift how you see yourself and your ability to overcome life's challenges. It isn't about perfection, nor does it require grand gestures. Instead, think of it as peeling away the layers of self-doubt to reveal your natural, radiant essence. Self-love is not something you earn once you've done enough or been good enough. It's an ongoing practice, a daily choice to affirm, "I am worthy of compassion and care right now." Across countless stories, you'll hear of individuals who discovered that truly nourishing their inner world created a ripple effect, boosting their health, improving their relationships, and brightening their outlook. Beyond the viral TikTok mantras and internet challenges lies a timeless truth. When you speak kindly to yourself, you give permission for every part of you, mind, body, and spirit, to unify in harmony. This journey is not about ignoring life's difficulties. It's about facing them with the unwavering knowledge that you deserve kindness and support, starting from the inside. The insights you're about to discover will guide you through the art of listening to your self-talk, the profound link between emotions and physical well-being, and the gentle power of affirmations. You'll learn practical methods like standing before a mirror and speaking words of acceptance to gradually transform how you perceive yourself. We'll delve into gratitude as a magnet for joy, outline a path for dissolving harsh self-criticism, and explore techniques to heal old wounds that might still echo in your life today. Every section is carefully designed to build upon the last, ensuring you remain engaged and motivated to dive deeper. Instead of revealing everything up front, consider this an invitation to stay present and discover step by step. By the end of this journey, you'll have a dynamic toolkit of insights and affirmations that empower you to embrace your true worth. Let's celebrate this moment, this fresh start, together. Remember, each piece of wisdom is an opportunity to practice, to shift, and to affirm. My heart is ready to heal, and I embrace the profound love within me. As we proceed, keep that soft, nurturing voice alive in your mind. Let it remind you that you're here for a reason, that you're doing something remarkable, giving yourself the grace and permission to love who you are. Let's begin. Open your heart to a simple yet powerful truth. The conversations you hold within your own mind lay the groundwork for your emotional landscape. By paying attention to your thoughts, you can uncover patterns that either build you up or break you down. For many of us, the default tone may lean toward the critical, like a stubborn coach who never sees the good in our efforts. Yet in these quiet mental spaces, we have an immense opportunity to choose differently. Start by noticing how you speak to yourself during everyday moments. When you brush your hair, step on the scale, or forget an appointment. Do you tend to launch into harsh admonitions, Or do you practice a more compassionate approach? If the voice of blame rings louder, don't berate yourself. Instead, remind yourself that this habit formed over time, and it can be gently unlearned with consistent awareness. Each time you notice a self-critical thought, pause. Ask, is this truly the kindest way to motivate myself? Can I approach this situation with more empathy? There's no need for perfect positivity. Allowing yourself to experience real emotions is healthy and vital. But imagine the difference between constructive self-reflection and relentless negativity. Constructive reflection might say, I made a mistake, but I can learn from this and do better. Negative chatter might declare, I'm useless, I always fail. Notice that the second statement doesn't invite growth, only guilt. When you catch yourself in those gloomier corners, extend a gentle mental hand and guide your thoughts back toward understanding. One exercise that can help is known as the thought recording technique. Keep a small notepad or a digital note on your phone. The moment you become aware of a harsh or unkind thought, jot it down. Then, directly under it, rewrite a compassionate alternative. It's not about denying responsibility or ignoring reality. It's about framing life's bumps with an inner voice that uplifts rather than shames. If you feel resistant at first, that's perfectly normal. Patterns of negative self-talk often become deeply ingrained. It may feel oddly comforting to stay in a realm of self-critique simply because it's familiar. However, each time you practice redirecting your thoughts toward a more loving approach, you're laying bricks for a sturdier foundation of self-confidence and resilience. Over time, these bricks form a pathway that leads to unshakable self-acceptance. Here's a gentle reminder you can recite to start shifting the tides. I am worthy of my own kindness. I choose to speak to myself with love and respect. This affirmation might seem simple, but repeated daily, it begins to carve new mental grooves. The more you align your internal dialogue with compassion, the more you'll see shifts in your external world, ranging from improved relationships to reduced stress levels. We've only just begun. These early steps of recognizing your own patterns set the stage for a deeper dive into how our minds and bodies intersect. Stay with me, because unlocking that connection is where true healing begins. Let's journey into a realm where your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations intertwine, forming a tapestry of overall well-being. It's often easy to overlook this connection. We label an aching back as merely a sign of poor posture, or a headache as too much screen time. While those factors can be real, there's more to explore under the surface. Negative emotions, chronic stress, and persistent self-criticism can manifest as bodily tension, fatigue, or recurring ailments that don't seem to have a clear origin. Think about how your body reacts to something as common as stress at work. Your shoulders tense, your stomach might churn, or your head starts to pound. This reaction isn't random. It's your body echoing your emotional state. Now apply that understanding on a broader scale. When we consistently linger in negativity or self-judgment, our bodies may respond with anything from restless sleep to chronic pain. This doesn't mean every discomfort is solely due to our thoughts, but it reminds us that addressing emotional well-being can profoundly support physical health. To start bridging the gap, consider doing a brief daily body scan. Close your eyes, take a slow breath, and direct your attention from head to toe. Notice any areas that feel tight or uneasy. Instead of judging or ignoring these sensations, gently ask them, "What are you trying to tell me?" You may be surprised by the answers that arise. Sometimes, a knot in your stomach reflects unresolved worry. A stiff neck might represent burdens you're carrying emotionally. Once you identify those emotions, try pairing them with a statement of release. "I see you, I honor you, and I am now willing to let you go." When combined with compassionate self-talk, this approach can create significant shifts. You give your body permission to speak, and you offer your mind a chance to listen. If you spot patterns, for instance, certain pains cropping up when you feel unworthy or lonely, gently explore how you might address those underlying feelings. Could it be time to set boundaries at work or seek out a supportive friend to share your worries? Perhaps you need a few moments of quiet journaling each morning to unburden your mind before starting the day. While these methods may feel unfamiliar at first, remember that you're simply reuniting aspects of yourself that were always connected. In many traditional cultures, healing was never just about the body alone or the mind alone. It was about harmony among the physical, emotional, and spiritual. By acknowledging that how you think impacts how you feel, you not only empower your own healing, but also awaken to a more holistic understanding of yourself. An affirmation that can accompany this process is, "My body and my emotions work together in perfect harmony. I choose thoughts that support my well-being." Repeating this statement while you do your daily body scan can magnify its effect. Each word acts as a gentle reminder that you are an integrated being, a wonderful blend of body, mind, and spirit. There's a lot more to discover about harnessing your mind's power for healing. Let's move forward to explore one of the simplest yet most transformative tools available: affirmations. Step into a space where each thought you think can be a stepping stone toward well-being. Affirmations are a potent tool, not because they magically erase challenges, but because they rewire how you perceive and ultimately respond to them. Imagine standing at a fork in the road. One path leads to repeating old beliefs that may limit your growth, while the other opens onto a route of fresh, supportive mental patterns that invite healing. Affirmations help you walk that second path. One reason they work is the power of repetition. Whenever you state something with conviction, positive or negative, your mind interprets it as a directive to seek evidence and align behaviors accordingly. If you tell yourself repeatedly, "I'll never be good enough," your inner mind tries to confirm it by dwelling on setbacks or mistakes. But when you shift to consistent, uplifting statements, you prime your mind to find evidence of your strengths, resilience, and progress. Creating effective affirmations requires a few foundational guidelines. First, use the present tense. Phrases like "I am worthy" or "I choose peace" place you in the here and now, bypassing the conditional or future tense. Second, keep them concise and clear. Lengthy or complicated sentences can be harder to internalize. Third, focus on what you want to experience rather than what you're trying to avoid. Saying, "I move forward with confidence," is more powerful than "I'm no longer afraid." The mind responds more readily to direct, positive instructions. One practice is to set aside a few moments each morning or evening to repeat your chosen affirmation. You can do it out loud while looking in the mirror, whisper it to yourself during a commute, or even write it in a journal multiple times. If doubts or resistance come up, like a voice saying, "This isn't true," acknowledge that feeling with compassion. Recognize that your mind is used to the old script. It takes time to form new neural pathways that support these kinder, more liberating beliefs. Here's a simple affirmation to try. I release old limitations and welcome new possibilities. This statement declares that you're ready to let go of thoughts that no longer serve you. Over time, it becomes a mental anchor, pulling you back toward hope when doubt threatens to overwhelm. You might also try variations that resonate more personally. For instance, if you're focused on healing a specific area of life, like relationships or career, you can adapt it. I open my heart to love and trust, or I celebrate my growth at work every day. Affirmations are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Nourish them daily, and they will flourish into a mental garden of resilience. Yet, as powerful as they are, affirmations gain an even greater impact when paired with activities that reinforce self-acceptance on a deeper level. One such activity is mirror work, which we'll explore next. Stay close, because stepping in front of the mirror and speaking tender words to yourself can spark breakthroughs you might never have anticipated. Picture yourself standing in front of a mirror, looking directly into your own eyes. For many, this moment can feel surprisingly intense. The mirror reveals not just your reflection, but the layers of emotions and beliefs you've amassed over time. This exercise is known as mirror work, a gentle yet powerful technique to cultivate unconditional love for yourself. Getting started is straightforward but demands courage. Position yourself at a comfortable distance from the mirror so you can make eye contact without strain. Take a deep breath. Then softly speak a phrase of acceptance. For instance, I accept myself fully, even if I don't feel it yet. In the beginning, it's natural to feel awkward, emotional, or even skeptical. Those reactions often bubble up because you might be challenging decades of ingrained negative self-perception. Consider it a sign that you're reaching the heart of what needs healing. Some people feel tears well up or notice a tightness in their chest. That's okay. Let the emotions flow. Mirror work aims to show you the tender spots you've neglected or mistreated with self-criticism. By consistently returning to this practice, you gradually peel away that protective shell of judgment, allowing deeper compassion to surface. This is where the real shift occurs, when you finally see yourself with forgiving, loving eyes. When you speak to yourself in the mirror, use short, affirming sentences in the present tense. Here's a powerful one to try. I love and accept you just as you are. If the word love feels too strong at first, start with, I'm learning to care for you. Over time, you can adjust the language as your comfort grows. Sometimes, you might also want to address specific parts of yourself that you've criticized, like, I thank my body for supporting me today, or I forgive myself for past mistakes and let them go. Set aside about 5 minutes each day to build consistency. Morning sessions are excellent because they set the tone for how you treat yourself throughout the day. Evening sessions can serve as a comforting close, especially if you've faced difficulties. Keep a small notebook nearby to jot down any immediate reactions or insights. Over time, you might spot patterns or track the evolution of your self-talk. If you're interested in blending this practice with trending social media affirmations, You can record a short video of yourself speaking positive words in the mirror, purely for your own reflection, not necessarily for posting. Seeing yourself on playback can be enlightening. It's a modern twist on a classic practice, reflecting the growing cultural embrace of self-love tools online. Mirror work isn't just an external act of looking at your physical features. It's a profound internal journey of meeting yourself with kindness, acknowledging your worth beyond accomplishments or appearances. Imagine each compassionate phrase as a beam of light shining into the parts of you that feel unworthy. Over time, those unworthy parts soften, open, and begin to resonate with the love you're offering. But this is just one piece of the puzzle. Alongside speaking love into your reflection, cultivating gratitude can further enrich your emotional landscape. Let's explore how embracing a mindset of thankfulness can shift your entire day and amplify the power of the other practices you've learned so far. Gratitude is often spoken of as the simplest path to happiness. However, it's far more than a polite thank you here and there. When sincerely practiced, gratitude can reshape your mindset and illuminate abundance where you previously saw lack. Think of it like turning a dial from static to a clear signal. It adjusts your focus, so you're more attuned to the small wonders and blessings present in everyday life. One way to start is by keeping a daily gratitude journal. You might have seen this concept in personal development communities or trending under various hashtags on social platforms. The practice is straightforward. Each day, jot down 3 to 5 things you're genuinely grateful for. Try to be specific. Rather than writing, "I'm grateful for my family," delve into the why. "I'm grateful for my sister's text messages that lift my spirits." By highlighting details, you anchor yourself in the warmth of those moments and better encode the gratitude into your memory. If writing isn't your preferred medium, consider using a voice memo on your phone or even mentally listing these items before bedtime. The key is consistency and sincerity. Over time, you'll train your mind to seek out positive aspects of your day. This isn't about ignoring genuine struggles, it's about creating balance. If you've spent a lifetime being self-critical or focusing on life's difficulties, gratitude serves as a counterbalance, a gentle push toward noticing that rays of light do break through the clouds. Many people also find that gratitude paves the way for compassion, both for oneself and for others. When you acknowledge what's going right in your life, you're less likely to feel threatened or defensive. This softness and attitude can improve relationships, reduce stress, and even boost physical health. In fact, research suggests that individuals who regularly practice gratitude report better sleep, lower stress hormones, and a heightened sense of overall well-being. To anchor this practice with an affirmation, you might repeat something along the lines of, "I choose to see the gifts in my life, and I am thankful for each one." Say it as you journal, or whisper it to yourself when you wake up in the morning. Let it become a phrase that sparks renewed awareness of the good that surrounds you, no matter how small it may seem. If you ever struggle with feelings of scarcity or lack, lean into this gratitude habit more deeply. Some days, the only thing you might feel thankful for is a cozy blanket or a cup of tea that soothed your nerves. That's perfectly valid. Each grateful thought acts like a pebble dropped into still water, creating ripples that spread throughout your day, lifting your mood, shifting your perspective, and eventually touching others around you. Gratitude doesn't eliminate life's challenges, but it helps you face them from a place of emotional resilience. Yet there's still more to address on this path of self-love. Often, the roadblock standing between us and deeper gratitude is relentless self-criticism. Let's move on to discuss how you can silence that inner critic and replace it with a nurturing voice that encourages growth and forgiveness. Self-criticism is a habit that can creep in so quietly, it almost feels normal. You might catch yourself thinking, "I should have done better," or "Why can't I get anything right?" multiple times a day without question. Over time, these cutting remarks erode your confidence, like water dripping steadily on a rock. The good news is that by becoming more aware of these negative thoughts, you can transform them into something supportive and constructive. The first step is identification. Pay attention to when self-criticism arises. Is it triggered by a mistake at work, a perceived shortcoming in appearance, or comparing yourself to someone else's achievements? Each time you notice that harsh voice, label it for what it is, a learned reaction rooted in the past. Often these criticisms stem from childhood experiences or societal standards that taught you being hard on yourself is the path to improvement. But prolonged research and lived experience suggest otherwise. Sustainable growth flourishes in environments of encouragement, not abuse. Once you've identified this pattern, invite understanding. Ask yourself, what do I truly need in this moment? Maybe you're craving reassurance, or perhaps you need a plan for handling a challenge. Instead of berating yourself for feeling inadequate, see if you can craft a supportive statement. For example, replace "I always mess up" with "I'm allowed to make mistakes and learn from them." Even if it feels unusual or forced at first, keep at it. You're training your mind to respond with compassion rather than condemnation. It can also help to practice a grounding ritual whenever you feel self-criticism escalating. Take a few slow breaths, place a hand over your heart, and mentally say, "I am worthy of kindness." This simple act interrupts the negative loop, giving you space to redirect your thoughts. Over time, these gentle interventions become second nature, and you'll find your self-talk shifting toward the positive even under stress. Another angle is to explore external support, such as talking with a trusted friend, counselor, or spiritual advisor who can provide a more compassionate perspective. Sometimes, hearing an outside voice say, "You're doing your best and that's enough," offers relief from the cycle of self-blame. Consider an affirmation tailored to self-forgiveness. "I forgive myself for judging my mistakes harshly, and I release this need to be perfect." Repeat it whenever you feel the sting of self-criticism. You might be amazed at how such a simple statement can create room for healing and self-acceptance. Overcoming self-criticism doesn't mean you never reflect on your actions or choices. It means doing so from a place of genuine care and a desire to grow, rather than from a vantage of shame. As you soften this inner critic, you open a door to deeper emotional release. The next topic will guide you in harnessing that opening and letting go of burdens that you may have carried for far too long. If you're ready to see what waits on the other side of self-criticism, let's continue. Within each human heart lies a tapestry of emotions: joy, sadness, anger, hope. These emotions are natural responses to our experiences, yet we're often taught to repress the ones deemed negative. Over time, suppressed feelings can linger like a heavy weight, clouding our sense of who we are and what we deserve. Embracing emotional release is about gently loosening the knots that have formed around pain, grief, or resentment, allowing you to reclaim inner freedom. Begin by recognizing that emotional release does not mean losing control or burying yourself in sorrow. Instead, it's a conscious decision to acknowledge what's inside you without judgment. One method you can try involves setting aside a safe space, your bedroom, a quiet corner of your home, or even a secluded spot in nature. Offer yourself uninterrupted time to sit or lie down, breathing deeply. Ask yourself, what emotion needs my attention right now? If tears arise, let them flow. Tears are often described as the soul's way of cleansing itself. If anger surfaces, channel it constructively. Journal every angry thought without censorship, scribble on paper, or engage in physical activity like punching a pillow in a safe environment. The point is to give these emotions room to breathe and be acknowledged. By providing an outlet, you reduce the chance they'll show up unexpectedly in harmful ways, such as lashing out at loved ones or internalizing self-blame. Visualizations can also be powerful. Envision a warm, soothing light filling your body, gathering up stale emotions and gently carrying them away on your exhale. Alternatively, picture yourself in a favorite peaceful location, maybe a beach at sunrise, where each wave that washes over your feet takes away a piece of your stored tension. Pair this imagery with a phrase like, "I release all that no longer serves me," reinforcing the intention behind the practice. If you feel triggered by past events or traumas, ensure you approach release work with caution. Sometimes professional guidance, like therapy, provides a supportive framework for processing deep emotional wounds. There's no shame in seeking help. In fact, it can expedite the healing process and offer personalized tools you might not find on your own. An affirmation that aligns with emotional freedom might be, "I allow buried emotions to surface and flow. I am safe to heal." Let yourself repeat these words in moments of stress or whenever you sense heaviness creeping in. The mind tends to cling to old pains if they remain unacknowledged. So by stating this affirmation, you give explicit permission for healing. Think of emotional release as clearing out a cluttered closet. It can be messy or even overwhelming initially, but once you sort through it, you create space for peace, creativity, and renewed energy. In the next step, you'll learn how to seamlessly weave self-love practices into daily life so you can maintain this sense of openness and compassion long after the tears have dried. Imagine your journey toward greater self-love as a small, glowing flame. Each practice, mirror work, affirmations, gratitude, emotional release, fuels that flame, helping it burn brighter. But how do you ensure it keeps shining when faced with daily stressors, obligations, or even unexpected disappointments? Integration is the key. By blending these practices into your routine, you transform self-love from a fleeting moment of inspiration into a stable way of being. Start with daily rituals. Some prefer a morning routine, a short meditation, a gratitude list, or speaking affirmations in the mirror before the day's chaos sets in. Others find that nighttime, when life quiets down, offers a better opportunity for reflection and journaling. Choose what works best for your lifestyle and energy levels. The crucial point is consistency. Even 5 mindful minutes can anchor your day in compassion instead of criticism. Another way to integrate self-love is by setting boundaries that protect your time and energy. Whether it's politely declining additional responsibilities at work or carving out a few hours of quiet time each weekend, boundaries signal that you respect and value your well-being. This act itself can be a powerful affirmation. I am worthy of space and rest. Over time, you'll notice a ripple effect. Your relationships and mental health improve as you honor your own needs. Simple reminders throughout the day also help. You could place sticky notes around your home or desk, each with a short phrase of encouragement. Some people like using smartphone reminders that pop up with phrases like, "Take a deep breath," or "Remember you are enough." It may sound small, but these frequent nudges can shift your overall mindset when faced with routine tasks or unexpected stress. Consider looking into mindful activities that reinforce self-love on a practical level. Cooking nutritious meals with care, indulging in physical movement you genuinely enjoy, or taking a moment to savor a warm cup of tea. Each of these actions, when done with the intention of nurturing yourself, becomes part of an ongoing dialogue of self-appreciation. While it might be tempting to share every aspect of this journey on social media, remember that personal growth often requires quiet introspection. It's fine to find communities or challenge groups online for support, but guard your progress from becoming performative. Self-love is primarily an intimate conversation between you and your heart. Honor that sacred dialogue and allow your transformation to flourish at its own pace. To anchor this chapter, try an affirmation for daily living. I honor and nurture my well-being in every aspect of my life. Say it at the start of your day or whenever you feel pulled away from caring for yourself. See how it reminds you to commit to the precious flame of self-love you've been tending. Now that you have a variety of tools, it's time to gather everything together and close with a final reflection. In the concluding section, we'll recap all that you've discovered and seal it with a final note of encouragement and hope. You've embarked on a journey to cultivate a deeper, more loving relationship with yourself, one that brings clarity, warmth, and healing. Over the course of these sections, you've explored the significance of being aware of your inner dialogue, the profound impact of the mind-body connection, the transformative power of affirmations, and the intimate exercise of mirror work. You've also discovered how gratitude can shift your perspective, how overcoming self-criticism can set you free, and why embracing emotional release paves the way for renewed energy. Finally, you learned that integrating self-love into everyday life ensures these insights don't just remain concepts, but become a living, breathing part of who you are. Consider taking a moment now to pause and acknowledge the steps you've already put into practice. Even if you've only tried one affirmation or spent a few minutes in front of the mirror, you've planted valuable seeds of change. Growth doesn't follow a strict timetable. Some days, you may feel an undeniable surge of self-appreciation. Other days, old doubts might resurface. That's part of the process. Each gentle step forward, each compassionate choice, anchors you more securely in your innate worth. Remember that this journey is not linear. Healing and self-love weave through layers of experiences, beliefs, and emotions. Each technique you've learned acts as a guidepost, illuminating the path through life's challenges. When life feels overwhelming, revisit these practices. A heart-centering body scan, a few dedicated minutes to reciting an affirmation, or the act of writing down a handful of gratitude points. These simple acts can be surprisingly powerful in bringing you back to yourself, reminding you that you hold the key to your own well-being. In a world where validation often comes from external sources, choosing to affirm your value from within is a courageous act. It sends a clear message to your mind, body, and spirit that your happiness and healing are priorities. As you continue, you'll likely find that your renewed sense of self-worth radiates outward. It might appear in the way you treat friends and family, the self-assuredness you bring to professional endeavors, or even how you carry yourself physically, head a little higher, shoulders more at ease. Let's close this chapter with one final affirmation, one that weaves together every lesson you've encountered. I am worthy of love, health, and peace, and I nurture these gifts daily. Speak these words softly or boldly, whichever feels most natural to you. In that moment, let yourself genuinely feel the truth they hold. You don't need to be perfect or unscarred to deserve kindness and well-being. You only need to remember that the power to heal lies within your willingness to see yourself with compassionate eyes. Thank you for walking through this exploration. May each moment of self-discovery and self-care remind you that your journey matters, your heart, your feelings, your hopes. May you continue to find comfort, courage, and insight, and may you carry the torch of self-love into every new sunrise. You are worthy. You are enough. Let these truths guide you forward.